almost to the lake. We're about to find out if this whole thing's frozen solid or not. I really hope it's not. That'd be a huge bummer. That would be a huge bummer. I expect some of it to be frozen, but I'm hoping that we can... Oh, it doesn't look like it's frozen. I think we're good. All right. Here we are. There's nobody at the boat launch. Nobody on the lake except for a bunch of ducks. I'm cool with that. Let's get out and take a look. All right. We'll get the kayak up and all set up here, but I'll let you skip that part because that part's kind of boring, so I'll be right back. Wait. I want to show you the lures we're going to throw today. Check these out. Got this little mean looking bluegill guy. Let's go ahead and take him out of the box. Just a nice little soft bait. He's got the hook hiding up here. He's got a little magnet that holds him. He smells intense. Jesus. And then the other guy, this one's crazy. I got these for Christmas and I forgot all about them until today. I was like, wait a second. This is a Magdraft Megabass lure. And as you may know, Megabass makes a bunch of crazy, expensive, fancy pants lures. So this looks pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna go get the kayak off. I'll be right back. All right, here we go. I'm about to head out and use the humminbird on a brand new lake. I've only ever been to this lake once, and I was on here for like 30 minutes. Supposedly lots of big old bass in it. We're gonna see if we can find them using the humminbird, and then we're gonna see if we can catch the bigger ones using some of these giant lures that I brought today. Last time I went out, I thought I saw a bass eat a giant trout. Then saw online a guy posted, he said, hey, check this giant 8-pound, 10-ounce bass I caught on a Huddleston. So I also ordered a Huddleston. It's like an 8-inch soft bait bass lure that's supposedly, you know, a pretty awesome lure for fishing in the wintertime. Sometimes you can get those bigger fish to bite, and that's, you know, since I'm not really catching anything on the smaller lures that I've been doing, one bass in the last 15 trips, I figured we might as well try a new lake. We might as well try throwing some bigger lures, and we'll see what happens. But let's go ahead and get out of here. Oh man, there's nothing more fun than coming to a new lake. Honestly, I'm kind of glad those guys were jamming the music at my lake I almost went to. Gives me a chance to do a little exploring, going on an adventure. I am dressed significantly warmer today. I got some really nice socks on today. I think a nice pair of socks is a very valuable thing to have when you're sitting still in a kayak fishing for, I don't know, 5 to 10 hours, however long I'm out here. All right, let's go ahead and take off here. Let's go ahead and get the fish finder fired up right away. I got a super warm base layer on now, and I can already tell it's making an enormous difference. I think my best plan right now is I'm just gonna head straight out to the center of the lake, and then I'm gonna go all the way down to the other side, and we're just gonna scan the whole center of the lake, see if we can kind of find some deeper spots, see if there's anyone hiding out there, and then maybe we can start investigating around the sides. Not seeing anything crazy promising so far. Seeing a couple little bumps out here. Definitely could be bass just like hunkered right down on the bottom. So I don't want to overlook those if I see a bunch of them, or if I see a few of them. But I mean, even that bump right there, it's got me thinking maybe I should have thrown a cast right there. But I think this is where we're going to start off. We're going to start fishing right here. It's the deepest point we've been at so far, and I'm starting to see more stuff down the bottom that I'm like, is that a fish? Is that a fish? So let's go ahead and start right here. We're going to start with this big old lure today. Gonna need some fingers. I had this guy on for a bit, but I was reading that in the wintertime, hard body swim baits probably won't work as well. The bass can be pretty finicky right now, so not to say it wouldn't work. I just think we may have better luck with this guy. Look how wiggly he is. So there was two options I saw. One was to do the hook on the inside, And this was recommended for more open water. You get one extra hook, one extra chance of getting bit. So I think we're gonna go with that, just because I don't really think there's much stuff at the bottom. Pretty sure this is probably one of the most expensive, if not the most expensive lure I've ever thrown on the channel. Got it for Christmas, forgot all about it. So if we lose it or get snagged on something, that'll suck. But I didn't buy it, so it won't suck that much. It's a pretty heavy lure. Maybe using a heavy rod would be more ideal than a medium heavy, but I know that we can do this as long as we're not casting like crazy hard or anything. All right, here we go. I'm running 20-pound fluorocarbon, medium heavy rod on my Daiwa Tatula 100. So let's first set this up. This is gonna be, let's see if that works. That looks probably pretty good. We'll tighten up the drag quite a bit, just because this is the first time casting this thing. All right, here we go. I'm excited to see what happens. It's fun to know that if I catch something on this, it's probably going to be enormous. You know what I needed to do? I needed to check to see the fall rate of this guy, just so I can have an idea. Make sure you guys can see that. So at the tail starts moving, he likes to drop straight down. It's a big slow lure, so he, even when you kind of move it quickly, it seems like he kind of moves slow. Yeah, looks good though. Looks like a nice tasty treat. An important thing with this lure is to make sure you give it some pauses. And I understand that this is definitely possibly a 1,000 cast lure. Give it 1,000 casts and you're probably gonna catch something. Maybe more. Could be like the 10,000 cast lure. I'll be committed. I'll keep coming out and throwing it. But it is a heavy lure to throw. I'll probably be sore by the end of the day anyways. Loving the snow though. This is nice. Snowing. I'm warm. Those new socks really seem to be working pretty well so far. Don't want to get too optimistic yet. I'm usually start off pretty warm and you start to get cold near the end of the day. I think we'll make sure we hit it with the spray on this next cast. I'm gonna try reeling it back in as slow as possible. We'll just bring it back to the boat nice and slow. One nice thing about this giant soft swim bait is that I can put a ton of that spray on there. Maybe that'll really help. Like, is this slow enough? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. It's so easy to learn how to fish when you're catching fish, because then you can know what's working and what's not. But sometimes it's as easy as just throwing a lure in the water. Sometimes the bass are just chomping on anything. Sometimes they're chomping on absolutely nothing. Let's give it the juice. I think we may also, let's go ahead and move spots. Let's hit them up. That is one juicy fish. It's literally got the drip. We're just gonna move up this ways just a little bit. Let's see if it gets any deeper. Maybe it's gonna get shallower. I don't know what it's gonna do, but it would be nice to see something on the fish finder. That's for sure. 28 feet. That might be a fish. Also, there's something funny going on the bottom right now. I can't quite piece up what that is. I'm gonna cast towards that guy over there though. Here we go. Could be a big bass right there. Possibility for sure. I think we're gonna hover around this spot. This looks like a prime fishing zone right now. I think it's time to switch to the winter fishing gloves. We need to be waterproof. These gloves are great when it's not snowing, but these gloves do have one downside. We lose some dexterity, but I'll be honest, my hands are starting to get so cold that losing dexterity anyways, whether you want to or not. These are some pretty heavy duty guys here. Got a couple hours under our, well, maybe about an hour under our sleeve. We only bear a little bit. Fortunately, it's time to head back to shore. Threw the giant swim bait quite a bit. Threw the finesse jig a couple times. Tried the jerk bait just to see. Gotta make sure we throw a few things today. I mean, definitely want to throw those 2 big lures mostly, but even more importantly, I'd rather catch a fish. Lots of snow coming down. Doesn't seem to matter so far. Staying pretty warm. My fingers got a little cold there as I made the transition to these nicer gloves, but at the moment they feel good. I think going on this little pedal is always a good idea. Get back to the launch. It's quite a little trip to make. Should warm me up quite a bit. I'm gonna actually head in just a little bit shallower here. Let's see if we can find some fish somewhere. So far we haven't really seen anything. I'd love to look down on the fish finder and see something. Pretty exciting. We can also see if there is a ticket on my window. Couldn't find my Discover Pass. I left it on the table. Wasn't planning on coming to a lake that required a Discover Pass today, so just didn't think of it. So in a moment, I guess we'll get to see if I have a ticket on my window. That's always fun. Love getting tickets for going to the lake. Well, we're almost back at the launch. Haven't seen a single fish on the fish finder the entire time we've been out here. Alright, that's some pretty shallow water. Let's go. Pull everything up there. Very first fish I've seen on the fish finder. Alright, back over him. He's attacking something, some school of fish down there. Could be some bass. Directly underneath the kayak right now. Well, that shows up as such a big fish. I hope I catch him. Alright, I know what we gotta do. We gotta not assume that this bass doesn't want to. I know I'm saying bass, who knows? The fact that it's attacking a big school of bait fish tells me that it's out on the hunt. And if he's out on the hunt, maybe he wants this giant lure. What do you think? Does it seem likely? This is the first hope I've had in a little while. I've started to lose a little bit of morale. Not catching on anything at a new lake makes you start to wonder. I swear to God, I think I just had a bite. I think I just missed a fish. That hurts. He might have just been too small of a fish. Definitely a possibility. Maybe he was a giant. Maybe I needed to wait a second longer. I think he had it though. You know that feeling? I don't think there's anything to snag on out here. I don't see any grass on there. Didn't see any grass on the lure either. Damn, these are some of the biggest snowflakes I've ever seen. Alright. I do want to head over that spot one more time. I would like to see that thing again. Well, I hope a giant snowflake doesn't land on the lens for you guys. Not really much I can do about it if it happens, except for hope that it melts and slides off of there. Oh my god, that bait ball is still there. And there's a fish still there. Wow, the snow looks so cool looking up. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm seeing, but that is the coolest snowfall I've ever seen. Should we stand up? It's kind of sick. Honestly, I could probably cast this thing 100 times further with it while standing up. Sure can. Well, pretty interesting. This is a great example of why you should go and explore around the whole lake with your fish finder, especially if you're not seeing any fish in all the places that you've been at. Why would you not bother to come check out everywhere? There's definitely some fish activity down over here. Just some grass. Nothing to get excited about. Some green grass though. Greenish. Well, that's cool. The magnet on this insanely expensive lure already came out. Love to see that. Who's to say these are even bass? Could just be some trout. Could just be some trout. Of course, if there's trout, maybe there's a big bass over here looking to eat a trout. Looking for a giant, perhaps lifelike lure. Alright, I have thrown giant heavy lure too many times today. We are going to put that away for the remainder of the fishing trip. We'll switch over to the old Finesse Jig. We'll make sure we hit it with the spray. I don't know about you guys, but I can't wait for spring. Can't wait for spring. I miss coming out fishing, catching a bunch of bass. That is going to be so fun. This little challenge of coming out and trying to keep fishing through the winter has been a humbling experience. I think what I really want is, it'd be kind of cool to like find someone who's like a pro fisherman, someone who, the guy I mentioned that caught that like 8-pound bass. It'd almost be cool to like reach out to him and see if he could give me a bass fishing lesson for winter time. Maybe I should reach out to him, because it'd be so much more fun to come out here and kind of know what I'm doing a little bit more. Like, I want to have the knowledge that that guy has, because he's going out there and crushing it all the time. I see him posting photos of catching just freaking monsters all the time. It's almost, I think he goes out once a week and he's catching them just like every single time, every trip. Once a week he's posting. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Is that a trout? A trout on the jig? Well, we caught something. I didn't know you can catch a trout on a jig. Look at that. Big old trout. On the Finesse Jig. We got something. There he is. We didn't skunk. Alright, bud. We're probably ready to head out. I understand. I thought it was a bass, though. Have you ever caught a trout on a jig before? That's crazy. I was like just getting to the point where I was like, time to head home. It's time to hit home. Solid day though, that was fun. Good time. Glad we caught something. I think I might come back out here again. Maybe I'll come back out here on my next trip. Just fun being at a new lake. Come back out and just try throwing some different things. We'll try throwing those big old swim bait lures some more. I don't think I can get myself to stop throwing those until I catch something on them, because I'm just can't wait for the day, you know. I think I'll come back out here in a few more days. We'll try it again. We'll throw those giant swim baits again, see if we can try to catch a giant bass. I'll throw some more finesse jig. I'll see if I can find maybe I'll get a drop shot finally all set up. I think that seems like a pretty good idea. That seems like that's like everyone's biggest confidence lure, and it seems like it would probably be a pretty great thing to be throwing right now. So that's what will be next time. Next time, finesse jig, more giant swim baits, drop shot. Come back to this lake, and we'll see if we can finally get some bass in the boat. But thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video, you guys. I am so cold, so cold.